In the thunderous roar of Lincoln Financial Field, where the Philadelphia Eagles faithful paint the night sky green with fervent hope, one name echoes like a war drum: Jalen Carter. At just 24 years old, this towering force of nature, 6 foot 3, 314 pounds of coiled fury, has already etched his mark on the NFL's grand tapestry. Drafted 9th overall in 2023 amid whispers of prodigious talent and shadowed by tragedy, Carter didn't just arrive. He exploded onto the scene, sacking quarterbacks with the ferocity of a hurricane and anchoring a defense that propelled the Eagles to Super Bowl glory in 2024. By November 2025, as the season hurtles toward its climax, Carter stands as a beacon of redemption and raw power. His story a gripping saga of youthful promise tested by fire, resilience forged in the crucible of adversity, and an unyielding drive to dominate. This is the biography of Jalen Carter, not merely a player, but a phenomenon who embodies the beautiful brutality of football. Born on April 4, 2001, in the sun-soaked suburbs of Apopka, Florida, Jalen Daquan Carter entered a world where athleticism pulsed through the veins of everyday life. Apopka, a mid-sized city northwest of Orlando, is the kind of place where palm trees sway lazily under endless blue skies. But beneath that serene facade lies a hotbed of competitive spirit. Football here isn't just a game. It's a rite of passage, a communal heartbeat that binds families and fuels dreams of gridiron escape. Carter's family, though details of his parents remain closely guarded in the public eye, instilled in him a work ethic as unyielding as the Florida heat. From his earliest days, Jalen was surrounded by the clamor of sports, his home a makeshift training ground where drills blurred into playtime. As a toddler, Carter's energy was boundless, a whirlwind of motion that hinted at the athlete he would become. By elementary school, he laced up for the Apopka Raptors, a local youth football team that became his first proving ground. Picture a pint-sized Jalen, no taller than a tackling dummy, darting across dew-kissed fields at dawn, his laughter mingling with the crack of pads. But even then, versatility defined him. He wasn't content to man one position. He was a chameleon on the turf, running back one snap, cornerback the next, wide receiver streaking down sidelines, outside linebacker crashing through gaps. Carter did it all with a grin that belied his ferocity. He was always moving, always competing. A former youth coach once recalled in a local profile, capturing the essence of a boy who treated every play like a personal conquest. Basketball entered the fray soon after, with Carter suiting up for the Raptors' elite AU team. Here, his explosiveness truly shone. At 14, he stepped onto the court for a national championship tilt against the Pensacola Browns, not as a forward, but as quarterback in a hybrid exhibition. With the game hanging in the balance, Carter dropped back, scanned the field like a seasoned pro, and unleashed a 70-yard touchdown bomb that silenced the crowd. It was a moment of pure poetry, a testament to his arm strength and football IQ bleeding into hoops. Yet, football remained his North Star. Track events sharpened his speed. Weightlifting sessions in his garage built the foundation of his Herculean frame. By middle school, scouts whispered about the freak from Apopka, a kid who could deadlift twice his weight and still glide like a gazelle. These formative years weren't without their quiet battles. Growing up in a modest household, Carter learned the value of grit early. Money was tight, opportunities scarce, but sports offered an equalizer. His mother, a steadfast presence, shuttled him to practices in a battered minivan, her encouragement a steady drumbeat. "You've got it in you, Jalen. Just keep pushing." Family barbecues doubled as film sessions, relatives debating plays over ribs and sweet tea. It was in these unscripted moments that Carter absorbed the unspoken lessons of perseverance, the kind that would later carry him through darker days. By age 13, he was already turning heads at camps, his blend of size, speed, and instinct marking him as special. Apopka wasn't just home. It was the forge that tempered his steel. Enrolling at Apopka High School in 2016, Carter stepped into a legacy-laden program. Apopka High, alma mater to Pro Football Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, was a factory for defensive linemen, churning out talent with the precision of a well-oiled machine. Carter arrived as a wide-eyed freshman, his frame still filling out, but his hunger already ravenous. Coach Rick Darlington, a grizzled veteran with an eye for diamonds in the rough, spotted potential immediately. He was just a freaky talented athlete, Darlington later told ESPN, his voice laced with awe. He could 360 dunk a basketball and probably outrun half the wide receivers on the team. That dunk wasn't hyperbole. Carter's vertical leap was the stuff of legend, a 40-inch explosion that turned him into a human pogo stick during pickup games. On the gridiron, Carter's evolution was meteoric. As a freshman, he rotated through positions, learning the nuances of each while bulking up under the Florida sun. By sophomore year, he settled into defensive tackle, his natural habitat. The stats began to pile up. Tackles for loss that disrupted entire offenses, quarterback pressures that left signal callers scrambling. But it was his offensive cameos that added flair. Tight end receptions where he'd bully linebackers into the turf, fullback plunges that gained hard yards, even punting duties where his leg boomed balls into the ether. Basketball kept him agile. Heavyweight lifting sculpted his physique. By junior year, he was a 6'3", 280-pound sophomore phenom. Senior year, 2019, was Carter's coronation. Apopka's Blue Darters faced a gauntlet of Florida foes, and Jalen was the tip of the spear. He racked up 12 sacks, a dozen quarterback takedowns that ended drives before they began. His 64 tackles were a symphony of destruction, run stuffs at the line, pursuit angles that chased ball carriers into oblivion. And in a nod to his versatility, he even scored a touchdown, rumbling into the end zone on a rare carry. Opponents dreaded lining up against him. One rival coach quipped, "It's like tackling a freight train with bad intentions." Off the field, Carter's leadership emerged. He mentored underclassmen, organizing extra sessions at dawn, his infectious energy binding the team. Recruitment was a frenzy. As a five-star prospect, ranked 18th nationally by ESPN, Carter fielded calls from blue blood programs: Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Georgia, under Kirby Smart, loomed largest, a powerhouse rebuilding its dynasty. In May 2019, after a whirlwind visit to Athens where the Bulldogs' intensity mirrored his own, Carter committed. "It's home," he said simply, the weight of destiny settling on his shoulders. Apopka High bid farewell with a plaque and parades, but for Jalen, it was just the launch pad. High school had honed his tools, college would wield the hammer. The University of Georgia welcomed Jalen Carter in the fall of 2020, a freshman amid a program hungry for resurgence. Athens, with its antebellum charm and rabid fan base, was a far cry from Apopka's strip malls, but Carter adapted like he always did, head down, pads on. Kirby Smart, a defensive savant with NFL pedigree, saw in Carter a cornerstone. Raw power meets refined technique. Enrolling early, Jalen hit the weight room like a man possessed, packing on muscle while absorbing Smart's schemes. The SEC, football's coliseum, awaited, a conference where boys became men and men became monsters. Freshman year was a baptism by blitz. Limited snaps in a stacked rotation, Carter appeared in 8 games, logging 12 tackles that belied his inexperience. But it was a touchdown reception, a rare offensive cameo on a screen pass, that announced his arrival. Georgia's defense, already stout, hummed with his energy. Teammates nicknamed him Big Baby, a playful jab at his baby-faced demeanor masking adult destruction. Off-field, COVID protocols isolated the Bulldogs, but Carter thrived in the bubble, video calling family and dissecting film until his eyes burned. Sophomore season, 2021, unleashed the beast. In 12 games, Carter exploded for 31 tackles and 3 sacks, his hands like vices clamping quarterbacks. Against Clemson in the opener, he stonewalled Trevor Lawrence, foreshadowing his pro prowess. The All-SEC nod followed, a freshman All-American whisper turning to roar. Georgia's playoff run culminated in a 33-18 thumping of Alabama for the national title, Carter's first ring, hoisted amid confetti storms. "This is what we play for," he told reporters, voice steady, eyes gleaming. The victory parade through Athens felt surreal, a kid from Apopka atop a float, championship hardware dangling from his neck. Junior year, 2022, was apotheosis. Carter anchored a defense that suffocated offenses, his stats a blur of dominance. Over 30 tackles, multiple sacks, forced fumbles that flipped games. Unanimous All-American honors crowned him, but it was the intangibles, leadership in huddles, fire in practices, that defined him. Georgia repeated as champions, demolishing TCU 65-7 in the title game. Carter's post-game embrace with smart spoke volumes. Mentor and protege, bound by glory. Declaring for the draft, he left Athens with 2 rings, a legacy etched in Bulldog lore. Georgia made me, Carter reflected later. But I gave it everything. College had transformed him, from prospect to phenom, ready for the NFL's glare. The 2023 NFL Draft loomed like a double-edged sword. Scouts drooled over Carter's tape. Sub-5 second 40-yard dash at 300 pounds, bench presses in the mid-20s, a motor that never quit. Mock drafts pegged him top 5, a generational talent. But shadows gathered. On January 15, 2023, hours after Georgia's title celebration, tragedy struck. Carter, behind the wheel of a Jeep Trackhawk, engaged in street racing with a university staffer's Ford Expedition. Speeds topped 100 miles per hour. The Expedition veered, crashing fatally into poles and trees. Staffer Chandler LaCroix and teammate Devin Willock perished. LaCroix over the legal alcohol limit. Willock ejected without a belt. Carter, unscathed, fled the scene, later citing shock. The fallout was swift. Warrants for reckless driving and racing issued. Carter surrendered, bonding out on $4,000. The NFL world reeled, talent tainted by recklessness. Civil suits followed. Willock's father seeking $40 million, a survivor suing Georgia Athletics. Yet, amid the storm, Carter's resolve hardened. Pleading no contest in March, he drew probation, a $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, and a driving course, no jail. "I've grown," he said at his pro day, voice cracking. "This is a lesson I'll carry forever." The Eagles, bold under GM Howie Roseman, selected him 9th overall on April 27, 2023. A 4-year, $21.8 million deal, fully guaranteed with a $13.2 million bonus, sealed it. Philly, a city of underdogs, embraced their risky prize. "He's a game changer," cornerback Darius Slay declared. Carter's redemption arc had begun. Rookie year with the Eagles was a whirlwind of adaptation and ascent. Reporting to OTAs at 305 pounds, trimmed from college bulk, Carter absorbed Vic Fangio's schemes like a sponge. "He's asking for feedback from everybody," veteran Fletcher Cox marveled. Minicamp buzzed. Lane Johnson likened him to a baby Rhino, adorable until unleashed. Week 1 against New England, Carter notched his first sack on Mac Jones, a strip sack that set the tone. 16 games, 1 start, 33 tackles, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. His fumble return touchdown against Dallas in Week 14, a 42-yard scamper, electrified the link, fans chanting his name as he crossed the goal line. Injuries nipped at his heels. A shoulder tweak sidelined him briefly, but Carter's impact rippled. He stonewalled runs, pressured pockets, earning PFWA All-Rookie honors. Edged for Defensive Rookie of the Year by Houston's Will Anderson, it stung, but fueled him. Playoffs brought heartbreak, a 31-7 NFC Championship loss to San Francisco, where Carter's 2 tackles couldn't stem the 49ers' tide. Yet, optimism bloomed. "This is just the start," Carter posted on social media, a photo of his game ball captioned with resolve. Off-field, he dove into Philly, cheesesteaks, Sixers games, rooting deep in a city that mirrored his grit. 2023 was survival. 2024 would be conquest. The sophomore slump? Not for Carter. 2024 dawned with Eagles' expectations sky-high, bolstered by a revamped line. Carter started 15 of 16, his snap count surging. Stats soared. 42 tackles, for .5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Pro Bowl bound, second-team All-Pro, he was the engine of a defense that terrorized the league. Week 15 against Pittsburgh, a fine for head-slapping tight end Connor Hayward, $11,817, but it was trademark Carter, aggressive, unapologetic. NFC Divisional versus Rams. A sack on Matthew Stafford in blizzard conditions sealed a 28-22 thriller, snowflakes clinging to his dreads as he roared. The NFC Championship against Washington tested fire. An open-handed slap on center Tyler Biodas drew a $17,445 fine, but Carter's disruption forced turnovers, paving a Super Bowl path. LX against Kansas City's dynasty, Eagles 40, Chiefs 22. Carter's line held Mahomes scoreless late, no blitzes needed. 5 forced fumbles since 2023, the most for any DT, underscored his chaos. Ring in hand, Carter skipped the White House visit with 11 teammates, opting for quiet reflection. "This one's for the doubters," he told ESPN, trophy gleaming. 2024 wasn't just success, it was validation. November 2025 finds Carter in mid-season stride, the Eagles vying for a three-peat tease. But drama bookend the campaign. Opening night versus Dallas. 6 seconds in, Carter spat toward Dak Prescott post-kickoff. Ejected, fined $57,222. 1-game suspension, served via DQ. "I was calm," he addressed reporters days later. "Walked off head high. Ref's call is final. Won't define me." Controversy swirled. Steve Spurrier's old quip resurfaced. "When you win, you're a hero. Lose, you're a bum." Yet, Carter rebounded. Through 12 games, 11 starts, he's amassed 28 tackles, 17 solo, 1.5 sacks, no forced fumbles yet. Against Green Bay in Week 10, a game-sealing stuff on Jordan Love drew roars. Week 12 versus the Giants, a sack that flipped momentum, his Rhino charge unblockable. Stats modest by his standards, but impact immense. Opponents double-team him, freeing Hasten Reddick. Fines linger, unsportsmanlike conduct, but coaches praise growth. "We correct everything," DC Jonathan Gannon said post-ejection. Jalen wants to be great. As Thanksgiving fades, Carter eyes playoffs, his fire undimmed. What makes Jalen Carter tick? Physically, he's a marvel. 33.5-inch arms ensnaring blockers, 10.25-inch hand stripping balls, a 5.04 that defies physics. Stylistically, versatility reigns. 3-tech penetrator 1 down, nose tackle run stuffer the next. He's everywhere. Mahomes lamented post-Super Bowl. Mentally, it's the motor, 70 snaps without fading, film study till midnight. Critics cite penalties, 5 in 2025, but fans see passion. Compared to Sapp for swagger and Ndamukong Suh for menace, Carter's a modern hybrid, power with finesse. Beyond the lines, Carter's life unfolds quietly. Philanthropy blooms from pain. Post-crash service evolved into youth camps in Apopka, mentoring kids on choices. "Drive safe, play smart," he tells them, echoing his regrets. Interests? Hoops still calls. Pick up games with teammates. That 360 dunk-a-party trick. Music pulses through his playlist. Drake for motivation, trap beats for workouts. Family anchors him. Holidays in Florida recharge the soul. Romantically private, he's Philly's adopted son, dating the city's rhythm. Jalen Carter's journey, from Apopka fields to Super Bowl pedestals, is unfinished poetry. Controversies scarred, but triumphs healed. At 24, with 11.5 career sacks and a ring, he's on Hall trajectory for ex-teammate Kareem Blasingame. "Kid's special," Blasingame tweeted in July 2025. As 2025 wanes, Carter chases another crown, his story a reminder. Talent alone falters, heart endures. In Philly's forge, he's not just playing, he's rewriting destiny. The Rhino charges on,